All right, everyone. I want to welcome you all back to my Christmas Day special for 2024, in which we're going to play another game for the 360, and that is Jeopardy. So let's see how we do. Ooh, sorry, Tiger. I gotta get that matted fur off somehow.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one.
Yeah!
Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Let's visit India.
Okay.
80s music.
Yeah.
Alliteration allotment.
Mm-hmm.
USA Today's memorable quote makers.
Quite a lot of them.
All about authors.
Mm-hmm.
And do the math. All right, let's get back. In the early 1920s, she scandalized Atlanta society by doing a provocative dance at a debutante ball.
Who is Scarlett O'Hara?
Yes, player one?
Or no, who's Margaret Mitchell? Let's go with that.
Right.
Oh, it's the author.
Player Mark one. Twain said, I came in with this in 1835. It is coming again next year, 1910, and I expect to go out with it. He did.
What is Halley's Comet?
It's player one.
Yeah!
You got it. So he wrote his last short story, The Betrothed, shortly before his play, The Cherry Orchard. Yes, player one?
Who is George S. Kaufman?
That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player three?
Anton Chekhov?
Correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player three, you make the next selection as well. This novelist who wrote about gorillas in Congo passed away in 2008.
Who is Michael Crichton?
Yes, player one? Good. Player his one? Father disapproved of his poetry writing, so Chile's Naftali Ricardo Reyes Basualto adopted this pen name. Yes, player one?
What is Pablo Neruda?
Yes.
Alliteration.
Player one. In basketball, this ball handling infraction will cost you possession.
What is double dribbling?
Yes, player one?
What's a double dribble?
Good.
I'll take alliteration out of 400.
Player one. A condition of low priority. In a cooking phrase, it usually follows on the...
Condition of low priority on a cooking phrase.
It's player one.
What is, backburner?
Right you are. You'll get a charge over this critter, an Amazon River dweller that can pack a 650-volt wallop.
What is an electric...
Player one? Good. Player one. Here's Jimmy to start us off.
Water vapor and ozone are two of these gases, collectively known as GHGs, which keep heat from escaping the atmosphere.
It's player one.
What are greenhouse gases?
Hey, you're right.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one. RR, as a description in mail delivery. It's player one.
What is rural root?
That's correct.
Yeah. Woo.
80s music for 200.
You get to pick again, player
No,
one.
do the math.
39xy divided by 3x equals this.
What is 13y?
It's player one. You got it. Player one, 20, 21, and 22. Multiply by 3, and you get this.
What is 199?
Okay, player one.
No. 43, 63, multiply that times 3. What is 189?
Hey, you're right. You get to -4 times -4 times -2 times -2 equals this.
What is 64?
Player one. That is correct. Player one.
All right, we know the drill.
Answer. It's the Daily Double. You are in first. Here is your clue. If 7x plus 5 equals 40, x equals this.
What is 5?
Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. You from the Greek for stretch. It's the term for the longest side of a right triangle.
What is the hypotenuse?
Yes, player one? That's it.
80s music for 200.
Player one. The Greg Kinn Band was singing our song, crooning, "Our love's in this, baby."
Unfortunately, he passed away a few months ago.
Okay, player one.
What is Jeopardy?
Yep.
Player
In
one.
1984, his Let's Go Crazy said, "We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life."
Who is Prince?
It's player one.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
Good. She told us, "Love is a battlefield," and in 1980 went to number 9 with "Hit Me With Your Best Shot."
Who is Pat Benatar?
It's player one. That's right. Way to go.
Yeah. Woo.
Player
In
one.
1981, Sheena Easton sang, "My baby takes the this. He works from 9 till 5, and then he takes another home again."
What is the morning train?
Okay, player one. You are correct.
Well, I talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Lip Sync asked, "Won't you take me to here?"
What is Funky Town?
Let's hear it, player one.
Take me down to Funky
That's right. Way to go. You again, player
Northern
one.
India is the birthplace of this religion started by Siddhartha.
What is Buddhism?
Yes, player one.
You are correct.
Yeah. Woo.
Player
Under
one.
the East India Company and then the government, this country ruled most of India until 1947.
What is Great Britain?
It's player one.
Or what is England?
Good. In India, a mahout is a keeper of these animals.
A mahout is a keeper of these animals in India.
Player one.
What are elephants?
Yeah.
Eden Gardens in Calcutta is the world's largest stadium for this sport, popular in India.
Pick.
It's player one.
I'm gonna say what is cricket.
That is correct.
Alright.
He was India's first prime minister.
Yes, player one.
Who is Jawaharlal Nehru?
Yeah, good. Player one.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Who is George Bush?
Yes, player one.
George H.W. Bush.
Sorry. Anyone else? Here's what we wanted.
Ronald Reagan.
Oh, it was Reagan. Right.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Takes a village to raise a child.
It's player one.
Who's Jesse Jackson?
No. Any other takers? Yes, player three. Right. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player three. Make us.
People, I just want to say, can we all get along?
People, I just want to say, can we all get along?
Player 1?
Who is Michael Jackson?
No, sorry.
Michael Jackson.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
Tiger, do you know any of these? That's okay if you don't.
Yes, player 2. Yep. Player 2, you start us off. Keep hope alive. Player 1?
Who is Bill Clinton?
Sorry, that's
It was
wrong.
not Bill Clinton?
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? We're talking about Jesse Jackson.
Now's the time for Jesse Jackson.
And the last clue for $1,000. How do we know when irrational exuberance has unduly escalated asset values? Okay, player 1.
Who is Alan Greenspan?
That is correct. Okay, we have player 2 in third place, which means that player 2 will go first in the Double Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. This side of parasites.
Ew.
Conductors. The meaning of the prefix.
Okay.
The 1920s.
Over 100 years ago.
TV math.
Ooh.
And Nigeria.
Country
Okay,
and
let's get
Africa.
back into this.
Populous
Player
country
2,
and
you
Africa.
make the next selection as we... On January 7th, 1927, transatlantic phone service began as the president of AT&T called this world capital.
What is London?
It's player 1. Good for you. Player Chicago gangster Dion O'Banion, who started the practice of lavish arrangements at mob funerals, had this civilian trade.
Civilian trade.
Okay, player 1.
What is mortician?
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Florist.
Oh, florist. Okay.
Player 1. Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. So, what's your wager? A clue. Competition from the new Chevrolet spurred Henry Ford to introduce this new model in 1927.
What is the Model T?
You are still in first place, though. We're talking about the Model A.
The other one. All right. It's okay. Check it out.
Player 1. Fresh out of Columbia University in 1923, he debuted at the age of 20 with the New York Yankees. It's player 1.
Who was Lou Gehrig?
That's correct. This evangelist made plenty of headlines in the 1920s, like in 1926 when she claimed to have been kidnapped. Okay, player 1.
Who was Amy Semple McPherson?
Right. Player 1. Pick again.
Conductors for 400.
In concerts, Stokowski would dramatically toss these aside to show that he could conduct from memory.
What are the scores?
Let's hear it, player 1. Good.
Yeah!
Marin Alsop made news in 2005 as the first one of these to lead a major American symphony orchestra.
What is a child?
It's player 1. Nope. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, player 2. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player 3. You are correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as Willem Mengelberg and Edward van Beinum have been chief conductors of this city's Concertgebouw. It's player 1.
What is Amsterdam?
Correct. Answer? The second daily double. And you're in the lead now. You need to select your wager. Answer this. An 1831 play by Pushkin recounts an alleged rivalry between Mozart and this composer.
Was Antonio Salieri?
You have maintained your lead. Way to go. On CDs with Canada's National Arts Centre Orchestra, Pinchas Zuckerman conducts and plays this.
What is the violin?
Player one? Yes. Player one, you pick again, please. Hemi. Player one?
What is half?
Right. You die, as in dicephalus.
What is 2?
Okay, player one? Yes. You contra. Let's hear it, player one.
What is against?
Right. Anti. It's player one.
What is after?
No, that's not right. Any other takers? Here's what we were looking for. Before.
Oh, before, right.
Player
Circum.
one. Let's hear it, player one.
What is around?
Correct.
Nigeria, 400.
Player one.
As part of its 19th century territorial expansions, this nation colonized the Nigerian port of Lagos in 1861.
What is Great Britain?
It's player one. Right.
Yeah. Woo.
Known for his satire, Wole Soyinka became the first black African winner of this prize for literature in 1986.
What is the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yes, player one? That is correct.
Yeah. Woo.
Player
About
one.
a third of Nigeria's states in the heavily Muslim north follow this Islamic law system.
Yes, player one?
What is Sunni?
Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? Yes, player two.
Shia?
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player three. That is correct. Where do we begin, player three?
Following ethnic clashes in 1966, the eastern part of Nigeria declared itself the Republic of this in 1967.
Player one?
What is Biafra?
Correct.
Nigeria's first planned city. It was built in the 1980s and officially dedicated as the nation's new capital in 1991.
What is Abuja?
It's player one. Correct. Player one?
When a tiny parasite enters an oyster's shell, mantle cells cover it with nacre until this is formed.
Okay, player one?
What is Pearl?
Yes.
This plant grows as a parasite on apple tree trunks, blooms in February and March, yet still is a factor in Christmas kisses.
What is mistletoe?
Okay, player one? Right.
Yeah. Woo.
PSI is a charity delivering nets to fight this parasite-caused disease that kills 3,000 African children a day.
Yes, player one?
What is malaria?
Hey, you're right. You can vent this soft ductless organ that fights infection with parasite detection.
What is the spleen?
Yes, player one?
That's right. Way to go. Closely related to meningitis, this inflammation of the brain can result from viral infections or tiny parasites.
Ooh.
Let's hear it, player one.
I'm going to say, what is it, syphilitis?
Yes. Player one. Fred McMurray's title sons minus Paul Reiser's title dads.
What is 1?
Player one.
3 minus 2 equals 1.
Right you are.
Title sons, title dads.
So Colonel Steve Austin's title worth plus the amount of title days at a time for Bonnie Franklin. Let's hear it, player one.
What is 6,000,001?
Good. Please. John Ritter's sitcom Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter times John Ritter's sitcom Company.
8 times 3. What is 24?
Okay, player one. Yes. Player
Careful.
one. Tina Fey's title Rock minus Ashton Kutcher's title Men.
What is 27 and a half?
Let's hear it, player one. Correct.
Yeah! Woo!
And the $2,000 clue? Hawkeye's unit number in MASH plus John Lithgow's title Rock from the Sun. Okay, player one.
What is 4,080?
Hey, you're right. Sorry, player two. Your score is not on the positive side, so you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy. This is the Final Jeopardy category for today. Poets. What are you going to wager? Here's your Final Jeopardy clue. Fired from a job for laziness, he wrote, I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass.
I'm just guessing on this one.
And your response?
T.S. Eliot.
And that will cost you.
3,000. So you drop to, you lose it all.
What did you say? With that correct response, you will gain.
4, and I'll see you all for another game.
Congratulations, player one. You are our new champion. Good game. Thank you so much for playing.